Dear scholars, we have been learning a poem, Invictus. So I repeat, Invictus means unconquered or unbeatable. So through the previous video, you came to know that the poet has suffered many circumstances, many setbacks. He went through many problems and difficulties, though he is not afraid, and he is thankful towards God for giving him invictus soul, unconquerable soul, or unbeatable soul. Let us see what the poet says through the third and fourth stanzas. So, here is the third stanza. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. Here, the word wrath means anger, looms means hangs overhead, and menace means threat. So, what the poet says through these lines, let us see. I am living the life with threat, and in future may death be. That is what poet is there in the hospital lying on the bed, and he is very angry with that situation. He was shedding tears, but suddenly he thought of the future, what the future may be. So definitely at the last he may have to experience death. So as the poet is positive thinker, as the poet is optimistic, he thought that I am prepared to bear everything. I have experienced the wrath, the tears, and now I am prepared to bear all of these things. Even though I am growing old, I am not afraid, and also I shall not be afraid ever. So, these last two lines are showing us how the poet is courageous, how the poet is ready to tackle what is that? He is not afraid, he is unafraid, and in future also he will remain unafraid. Let us see the next stanza, that is the last stanza of this poem. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. So, here, how straight the gate is the phrase. Through this, the poet is indicating towards heaven. What the poet says through this line, it doesn't matter. Poet says it doesn't matter how difficult is the way to heaven. Definitely, after death, he may or he may not go to heaven. So, to go to that heaven, the way may be difficult. I am not thinking about that way. It doesn't matter for me. Whatever difficulties are there on this way to go to that heaven, how charged with the punishment scroll, and after reaching there, whatever punishment he may get for all his mistakes, misdeeds, that is what he may face or he may have to pay for many of his difficulties. He may have to take the punishment for all his misdeeds, all his mistakes. So, what the poet is thinking, I am the master of my fate. As he's thinking positively, what he says, I am the master of my fate. Here, the word fate means fortune. But what is the meaning of the line? It is here, I take responsibility for everything that happens in my life. So, the poet is saying, I am the master of my fate. So in future also, whatever will happen with me, all will be because of me only. I am completely and I will be completely responsible for all those things that happens and will happen in my life. Last line, I am the captain of my soul. So what is it? My actions are the results of my own feelings. So whatever I am doing, how, why I am doing, or whatever I will do, so why will I do, that is nothing, sorry, that is because of my own feelings only. Whatever I feel, accordingly I act, or whatever I will feel, accordingly I will act. So I am the captain of my soul means my actions are the result of my own feelings. So, this is the motivational poem. Though the poet suffered many setbacks, hardships, circumstances, difficulties, problems, poet is not afraid. Poet is not ready to give up. Poet is the positive thinker, poet is optimistic, poet is courageous, and so that poet is giving us message that we too must not be giving up, we too must not be hopeless, we too must not break down in the periods of difficulties, circumstances, and much more. Whatever bad life may be, we must not give up, we must not run away. Then what must be done? We must stay calm first. We must think over, we must build up courage, and whatever problem or difficulty we have, we must take it as challenge and must be ever ready to tackle it, must be ever ready to overcome all those problems, difficulties, circumstances. Definitely, you will achieve what you want. You will pass on all those difficulties and problems. You will all will be hopeful, and then only you will find the various ways to come out of all those situations. So this is all about the poem Invictus. I hope you all will understand the given explanation.